Morning, wherever you are. Good afternoon, wherever you are. And good evening, wherever you are. Once more, let me welcome you to today's show, Face the Nation GH, Trending Issues and Rebuilding Ghana. Why? I know, and there was a quote, once more, I mean, welcoming community, yeah, quick on the trending issues. Then we'll do the under rebuilding Ghana and the topic of the day, which was supposed to be the court proceedings. But the next here was a very lengthy, almost about 2 sections. For the purpose of time, no. And this vetting issue, it seems it's been hanging I and once and for some one or two reasons, as I see to me international politics. So and a just an intro. Yeah, draw plan. Yeah, they cover these three major issues. So let's do this after this quick break. Then you best start it and then
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
And the trending issues, these are some of the bulletin. I say how Akumsin's English response takes over social media halfway into her vetting. What are they trying to imply? I believe say or appear before the vetting committee and that issue come out with the choice of words, right? And another sad news is so I pop up a Morris Ampao. Okay, so a Ghanaian lawyer, Morris Ampao, has lost his wife named Evelyn Ampao. Mrs. Ampao is reportedly to have died after suffering from short illness. All right, all what we can say is that the good Lord keep her soul. I don't know. I mean, I don't mean to go into one's privacy, but I'm saying they are trying to redefine it. I don't know. I mean, not privy to reports and what actually led to the death. Maybe they chose not to disclose it publicly. What they are saying is a short illness. But you see, for the purposes of general good now, I think so. You maybe one of my I mean, emphasize pride in your man because. But I don't mean to allude to that allegation say be a COVID and a baby. But then baby that's a COVID cry, say a short illness. Fine, it would be a baby. But you see, the more also I hear reported to people, said this is what is doing to the population, and Mankofu be very cautious because as people, like I say, yeah, I can say before, we are very stubborn. This is who see because Shankofu be brave, as I COVID, take care of my lives. Same way, now America say you follow the CDC regulations, but you see, it will be dead. All mine speaking to specifics mean to me, and doesn't necessarily mean to say it will be a bit bad during this pandemic. Beyond and I'll be like I say, it's from the COVID. Anyway, Morris Ampao, stay strong. It's unfortunate that happened, but Ghana Supreme Court judges cited using dictionary in ruling ignore status. That is very dangerous. The judges in Ghana are to enforce statutory laws like Evidence Act. However, the 7 Supreme Court justices sitting on the election petition were on Tuesday captured quoting Black Law Dictionary, which is about English common law and does not refer to statutes in Ghana. Wow. You see, that's what we always say. That is the Supreme Court, okay? So at one point, Rebecca just said, they do have the power to, I mean, somebody like they can say whatever they want, but the purpose or the expectation of the citizens they will be guided within the laws, the statutes, precisely the common law, the statutes, and the Evidence Act of the country. Because Oman Kasatono can say they will not exercise powers that has not been given to them. I heard one of them saying this, meaning they know that they are working within certain jurisdiction or they are within certain confines. They are not above the law. It's just a privilege and a power near the amount. And I think as if they are doing this, yeah, it's not a good thing. They should refrain from that. It had to do with Jenadu Mensa issue, whether says a man mounted boxing or not. Because since then, Nana Chikata a file appeal, no, some file a motion for stay of proceedings with discussing your last issue, Team say and then a buyer among that error, no. Supreme Court affirmed ruling that EC chair cannot be compelled to testify. Yes. And then ruling, that's what happened. Omo Kansimbo Amamin Kotie, I say the earlier panel comprising Chief Justice and Ian Boa, Appel Mafosao, and Nene Amegeche, Mariana Owusu, and Gertrude Tokono ruled that the EC boss filing a witness statement does not mean she has to testify. That was their earlier submission or their earlier ruling. And then the Chief Justice who read the decision explained that no provision in the Constitution or the statute has been appointed out to show that the EC chair can be subjected to different rules contrary to established rules of procedural and settled practices. You see, from their point of view or their perspective, this is what they are saying. So, and then also it's our ruling and that done before I said the Chikata file for subpoena, no. And the Ghana Supreme Court has say no, EC chair no on to me. The mere facts I was stating on affidavit we said testify earlier on doesn't necessarily mean say it's a force no Emmanuel Acheampong mounted a witness boss. So from the way things are going, subpoena has failed, the initial petition has failed, then review on the initial petition has also failed today. So it means she's not going to testify no matter what. Maybe they have to use another corridor within the political cycle or arena to bring her for accountability. Maybe I invite him to appear before Parliament, either the House or the Privileges Committee. No, testify. All right. This also just came in that coming February 24th, petitioners to picket Jubilee House Supreme Court EC office. I mean, some people are planning. It's an intended idea. Some of the petitioners, supporters, more planning. I don't see it as a demonstration, but in a way, almost show more displeasure with what is happening. How Joe Wise saved Howard Kumsin from embarrassment. You see, I don't know, the purpose of Joe Wise on the committee, he should maintain his objectivity. Because if you role like the man are all play, but so play partisan politics, I don't think it's going to be very helpful. And secondly, even some people even question Joe Wise being member of the panel because of our comment now passing here after the inaugural ceremony. They say, these people were armed robbers. No, that alone no crime, but say a man that grounds no crime to be part of this vetting committee because it's an indictment on him to even reason to that perspective. Obi kotoa ba, that's a police for out of, I don't even want to say negligence. It was a purposeful act. No more citizens up to date, more investigate issue, You at that point you had a choice just to say own comment it. But you don't have to come out with that illogical reasoning and say nipa no more armed robbers. To me, I'm more pointing Joe Wise money can't pan on the one say no. It's like as a nation, it's serious. Another armed robbery case. 6 Ghanaians busted in US for 50 million cyber fraud. I think Chikata too was registering his displeasure today at our Ghana Supreme Court. I say, petition hearing. You are cutting me short, Chikata, to justices of the Supreme Court. So now, or yes, submission. Because they say they didn't afford him to make a full presentation. Upon Kroma, who was accused some time back, say, or practicing gayism, and then upon Kroma, say Ghana needs legislation against LGBT advocacy. I think say, no, that was our main topic. We don't want to go so much into it. Yes. Anytime this guy writes, I'm so eager to read. What's his name? From Kwaku Azan Kwakwasari. Or say, Supreme Court needlessly shielding Jane Mensah. Looking at what is happening, you see, we share a time Jane Mensah issue by whether says a money mounted box, witness box or not, This is the fourth or the third pieces of articles Kwakwasari there about. Or can somebody let me read earlier on before the show. Kwakwasari say, has suggested that the Supreme Court is needlessly shielding the EC boss from accountability. Indeed. You see, because basis or more dismiss either the subpoena or the kind of arguments that you got to put forward, any considering the kind of argument that came from Emmanuel in support of Akuto Power, in light of all this Ghana Supreme Court case, per their consideration, or dismissing that objection, petitioners, in movie, it was so clear, now automatically stands like there was a predetermined, I say, James and mounted. Because look, it could have served the interest of the nation, but on the other hand, say James also mounted box now. The words I will be used, say I'm not very consistent. Prove the exact figures or the declare results and so on. I like to say, the country also into chaos. So somehow, I think the Supreme Court, they are not looking so much into the letter of the law, but they are actually focusing on the spirit of the law, whereby I say it's more subjective what they are doing. Because look, about 95% of the cases are, motions are filing under this petition and are dismissing on the basis of judicial discretionary powers, okay? So that alone should tell you so what Kwakwasari is saying here, and cut down, I think to some extent, I agree with him because I say here, the election manager will do the country a lot of good by mounting the box and addressing any and all questions by the petitioner. He added, the Supreme Court on Tuesday dismissed Mr. Mohammed's application seeking leave, which is permission to reopen his case, to enable his lawyers to subpoena Mrs. Mensah to appear before the court and testify. The 7-member panel unanimously decision held that the application was without merit because the petitioner could not provide any cogent legal justification to back it. That is where a lot of people have disagreement with the justices. Look, in light of the arguments Chikata presented in support of the legal counsel, it will be very difficult and it will be very unrealistic for anyone to tell you they were not cogent arguments and they didn't provide basis. That is why I get here back into someone use judicial discretionary powers. Because at that point, the consideration based on the law and the facts become very limited. So I think Kwakwasari is on point here. Anyway, let's stop obsession with what university girls wear and solve real problems. I agree with Kwakwasari again. You see, I think sometimes Africans or Ghanaian, our leaders and your misplaced priorities. Your normal I see focus on. You see, as a nation, as it stands right now, electricity is a problem. Water is a problem. Housing is a problem. Job creation is a problem. 2, we also share something like, you see, corruption, I don't want to talk about it. It's a general thing. Insecurity is also a very big problem in Ghana. So no more we consider it. But now you pay attention to Nyoma say, it tells you that, like, I say, you lose the track. Hello to Jacob. John Mahama is not my friend. Wow. And look at what Nunu Mensah is saying. Very skillful and experienced, not just a ex-military officer, but as a politician. Also, Ghana has no direction as a country. Indeed, they don't. Obia, because look, under the selective principle in Ghana, there are certain projects we work about, start here about the other change of government or transition. Yes, a new transition. Let's say you take it over. We don't. I think so. What Mr. Dunu mentioned, you can tell, looking at the current situation and the previous ones, and I say, Ghana, LUC direction. You need the Piankasa, the country in the from Ayeni, I won't be surprised if I'm cited for contempt. I think it's in regards to the last statement I will make here. He sounded very emotional. And he says I should go against him. Kakra. Upon Kroma and Nana B disrespecting Tachuchi Kata unacceptable according to Sami Jemfi. All right, how are Kumsin? You see, I hope say on can we because of political purposes or she wants to be approved of the committee in Kasano. Or say, I regret shooting a gun at the polling station. Indeed, that was wrong, and I'm surprised the Kufado didn't act on that. Right there, Kufado should have fired her, but rather no more should MP before Nagasa protected. You see, they are trying to define the country in a way that the justice system in the country is being determined by one single individual. And when it happens, so it's nothing more or less than a dictatorial nation because we have set laws in the country. And it's how it comes in conduct of violating and it should not be the prerogative of the president. It does say may act and say may act. Just security agencies, let them act. When the time comes for prosecution, that's what will be using the prosecutory powers to pardon our Kumsina. That is a different thing altogether. Anyway, on this, now let's wrap up here. What we're intending to do now, and then yet me for court now update for one or two reasons. Two, ministerial appointments yet me for to say tomorrow being Friday, there's a plenty of time. Echina senior ban, which is 19th of February 2021. Instead of doing the trending issues, we have to manage these two issues because vetting issue, I'm saying hange and it's taking too much time. Tomorrow we will not get into trending issues. Immediately after the introduction, we will solely focus on the vetting. Minister Saninsama Omaka will explain the current committee and how our opposition influence based on number of people like MPs or more parliament. So they are impacted the selection of the next ministers for this new administration. Say any a certain percentage. If not, we have to go back to parliament. We're going to discuss all that. And only Mrs. Vetting Committee is the most easiest thing because pretty much Akufo-Addo has retained not less than 60% of the old people. So you can actually assess these MPs based on their previous conduct. For instance, National Security Minister Kandapa, okay? So the national security issues are happening during the country. The idea is to satisfaction. We should all support him, okay? And start championing that agenda and it's almost confirming now. Looking at Nitiru, for instance, the way I see issue military under for the past 4 years under this particular government. So GD said what Nitiru did as a defense minister. Now you go to Ambusderi as an interior minister. The kind of security system or atmosphere you enjoy in the country, say a year, then we will also endorse them. So this is what we are going to do. You better take your major questions then we address, but you are better addressing and name say how I come since so I feel the one say issue you see that I feel no power watch. I hope say and it's all again for political purposes because of say pardon it, Then Echina whatever I see was Supreme Court and then because it was about two sections, so I'm more by and I'm about deliberate on that debate between the state of proceeding and something being moot. I'll bring all that to you. On this note, I'll just say a very big thank you to everyone, and once more, thanks for your time.